Hello everyone, this is Sir Shankar, and today again with the same lesson, that is chapter 4 from English class 7. In the last class we have already started the lesson, the assets that made trees bloom, and uh, we stopped, if I am not mistaken, we stopped where? Mm, yes, here. We stopped here, then we will start the next stanza. Okay, from here today we will start. So the wicked neighbors of that farmer kill the dog. Okay, kill the dog, and they buried him there near the tree. So the owner, the master comes. When he heard about the death of his dear dog, he came there and he burned several costly sticks. No, costly sticks means agabattis. Then he was calling him so many dear names, okay, that he used to call uh, at home, and he was very sad. So that night, what happened? That night, the spirit of the dog appeared to him in a dream. And what the dog said, he said, cut down the pine tree over my grave. So, what tree is there? So, there was a tree, there was a tree here. You can see a tree is there. So this tree, so over his grave means this one where the dog is buried. Now over his grave one tree is there. So he was telling to his master to cut down the pine tree, and make from it a mortar, to make it a mortar for your rice pastry. So for what? Rice pastry. So to make the rice pastry, so that one mortar, no, he told him to make that mortar with the help of that rice pastry, and a meal for your bean sauce. So this is what he said to his master to make. So rice pastry he will make by cutting the pine tree. So that everything has said by his dog in his dream. So the old man he chopped down the tree and cut out of the middle of the trunk a section about 2 feet long. So what he did, he cut down and made it a section about 2 feet long. Then with great labor, partly by fire and partly by the chisel, he scraped out a hollow place as big as a small ball. So he was making with the help of his chisel, a tool that is used to make all these things, no. Then he with the help of the fire also. So he was working on to make the rice pastry. So sorry, he make that rice mortar. So he was working hard. Then he made a long pounding rice. Again, to pound the rice, a stick is required, right? Then that stick he made it. Okay, a very long pounding rice he made it. And when New Year's times drew near, he wished to make some rice pastry. So when there comes a New Year's, he wish that to make some rice pastry. So when the rice was all boiled, Granny so when the rice it all boiled, then uh, Granny she put it into the mortar. The old man lifted his hammer to pound the mass into dough, and the blows fell heavy and fast till the pastry was all ready for baking. So they were pounding that. So a big bowl they made, and with round uh, long handle like a bowl they made it, and they were heating the rice to make it paste, okay, rice pastry. And so they were doing, and they were making that rice pastry, and suddenly the whole mass, so whenever they were making that, the mass or that turned into a heap of gold coins. It turned into a heap of gold coins. That rice pastry, they were making that, mm, we can say the atagunna. So they were making that, and this were, it made and it turned into a heap of gold coins. Filling it with beans began to grin. The gold dropped like rain. It was dropping like rain. And meanwhile, the envious neighbor, very greedy neighbor, they were uh, peeping in at the window when the boiled beans were being ground. So they were looking, them that, and they were quite surprised. Again, they could see that uh, from the window, the boiled beans were being ground. It is grinding, piece right. So now, goody me, cried the old hag. So as she saw each dripping of sauce turning into a yellow gold. So when they were watching all these things, they again found that whatever it dripping down, that sauce, that it turning into a yellow gold, yellow gold, until in a few minutes the tub under the mill was full of a shining mass of gold. That whatever it was falling there in the tube, it become full in a minute into a shining mass of gold, into a shining mass of gold. Now, so the old couple were rich again. The old couple, they become very rich. The next day, the stingy and wicked neighbors came and borrowed the mortar and magic mill, and they have seen everything, that how the mortar mill uh, helped them, and that it became what, gold coins, right? So all these things they were watching, and they wanted that we get the very bad neighbors, no, they wanted the mortar and the magic mill. So they filled one with boiled rice and the other with beans. So they were filling that, so that they, in the hope of getting gold. And so they were doing that, and that the old man began to pound and the old woman to grind. The old woman, she is grinding, and the old man, he pound. Now, but at the first blow and turn, the pastry and gold turned into a fall mass of worms. Again, the fall mass of worms. It turned into a fall mass of worms. Worms means kida, no? It turned into a kida. So worms. And what happened is still more angry at this. So they become very angry. So after that rice, it turned into a worm. So no, they become very angry. So what they did, they chopped the meal into pieces to use as firewood. They they cut his mortars and meals, no, and they use this as firewood, खाना बनाने के लिए लकड़ी जला दिया एज फायरवुड. Now next day what happened? Next day what happened? We will see this in the next class. Okay, today I stopped here, dear student. The second part, it will be very interesting, and you will be very emotion when you will heard about the story, no, till the end. It is a very good story. You just uh, wait, and you can watch it in the next class. Okay, so today I stopped here. Have a good day. Thank you very much.